that makes sense.
Yeah, so I've got the 1 through 5 rules, I suppose. Although I can say it does come with a bunch of other supplemental stuff as well, in that it's like bundled with some stuff.
Can you pin that message?
Yeah.
Oh, even the cover's old school. I love it.
Yeah. As well as all the artwork inside of it. It's one
I
of
should've
those
said it on my
nice
wish
coffee
list.
table books.
Is it soft cover or hardcover with the physical?
Hardcover.
Wow, nice. I figured they might do like the actual Burning Wheel where I got the soft cover version somewhere.
Oh. Yeah, that's a big one. I could have bought that one too. I got Dungeon Crawl Classics instead. But were you going to try the beginner's luck?
Yeah, might as well give it a shot so we can see what it looks like. So, it's based off will.
Yes, I believe on your character sheet. If you bring it up,
Yeah, there's
Good
that's what I
count.
clicked before. I think the BL button, right?
Yes, that would be your beginner's luck.
Okay. Help, wises, supplies, and gear modifiers. My wise won't fit here. No supplies or gear will fit. Is anybody going to help in this task or not?
Unfortunately, the suggested help for Ritualist is Ritualist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a skill that only helps itself.
I only pray to the
And-
god of luck.
Let me think. Do you have a wise or a trait you could use?
My wise is about wines. I don't know if that is going to help here. As far as traits, no, unless Wizard Sight somehow has something to do with this. Maybe I could see like the dead bodies that the ash are made out of or something here or something.
Yeah, I'll say that. Your magic sight lets you maybe see auras a bit differently in the room or attune you to the magical powers a bit easier.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll apply for this.
Now, would that be a used for or against in this?
Well, that would be your choice if you're going to use it for you or against you to get it checked.
Well, I would assume that we want this to succeed, right? So that would be a used for. If we're using it against, that's helping out for camp later and all that stuff,
You
right?
are correct. That is an assumption.
Okay. So I will try and use it for this time.
Okay.
So we will add that one. And no other. None of my real natures kind of fit in this, I don't think, because
You
all
can.
my nature descriptions are mostly human, demanding, and boasting.
Yeah, I don't think you're demanding of the gods at all.
No, not yet. Maybe later. Okay. Is there obstacle number? Is what?
2.
Wish me luck. Ah.
So what's it look like when it gets sucked to hell?
I will find out for you if I go.
Let me see here.
Remember to
Oh,
mark off one on your lantern, Maxima.
Well, I attempted it. So I just like bend down on my knees and start doing some prayers. It's like, whatever. I see like little bits of wisps and auras coming from the mist, and then nothing, I guess.
Yes. I will go with simply not giving you the bonus as opposed to giving you a twist.
I said, well, I think I did it right, but there's no way of knowing, unfortunately. So, what do you want to do next?
Continue
That
on
was a
looking for this
turn.
girl.
Seconded.
And did we mark off the lantern for the turn?
Yep.
Okay. And what was everybody going to do?
I think we're moving on.
Leave.
To the next room, I guess.
All right. Okay. The walls and ceiling of this narrow vaulted chamber are shaped entirely of bones. An aisle runs along the center of the room, flanked by two narrow sideboards about waist high, which bear a variety of amphora, craters, and goblets. On the far side of each sideboard, running the length of the walls, is a wide raised shelf or possibly a couch, upon which many bones lie as if their owners had died while reclining there. A series of 7 strange symbols are etched onto the floor, running up to an elaborately carved marble sarcophagus that bears upon it the image of a stern and magisterial woman. A number of urns and jars sit on the floor around the sarcophagus.
The map reader in me is just saying T for treasure.
Or T for trap.
Or treasure.
Oh dear.
Or token?
that is the marble sarcophagus.
That looks halfling sized.
Is there any liquid remaining in any of these goblets?
You chose poorly.
Not drinking, just looking.
Do you really want to drink those, though?
No, time has seen to doing away with those.
This place is just getting grimmer and grimmer.
Does anybody know what the text on the floor says?
Would you like me to maybe...
You knew what the text on the door said. You probably know what the text on the floor says.
I could attempt that. Do you want me to try that or no?
Yes, that would be a lore master test.
Well, I could tell you in a few minutes if you give me a moment.
I can actually help
We
you.
don't have a moment.
Then never mind. I won't even read it for you. Too bad.
The floor might actually tell us what's going on here.
Very true.
Unless you think the girl is in that sarcophagus, I think we've wasted enough time.
Well, then
Who's
why
to
don't...
say?
my vote.
Who's to say that whatever grabbed her didn't drag her into the sarcophagus?
Well, my suggestion...
Oh, that poor dear.
My suggestion then would be to scout ahead to see what you find.
Well,
Can we Scooby
Maxima
do this?
will scout ahead.
Can we Scooby do this? Can we break up? 2 parties?
That's a good question.
Well, gang,
And do 2 parties, but the grind still affects everybody. So if one of the groups does a test, that turn affects the other group as well.
Yeah, there's really no mechanical advantage for splitting the party. If anything, it's a mechanical disadvantage for splitting the party, I guess. So, well, it depends what you guys want to do.
well, I say if you're worried about the girls, scout ahead first.
Well, again, I'm just throwing this out there. We followed the trail down the hallway, and now we've curved around here. And we already know there's a doorway over there that goes this way. So, what seems more likely is that something came out of this coffin, grabbed the girl and dragged it back into the coffin? Or that something is dragging her in circles all around us, and we're just not seeing her?
Could I do a
Well-
scout or dungeoneer roll to see if I can continue to follow those drag marks?
Yes, you can.
Which one would be more appropriate?
I would say that would be Scout.
All right, I have 2 dice in that. If anybody can beat me, they can do the roll.
I also have 2 dice. If you want to take the lead, I'll help.
Okay.
I can help too.
And would this be a candidate for a pass-fail after the combat rolls we had, or is that only once per session?
No, I think
What-
every time you make a roll, you mark
Yes.
pass fail. You'll only do it once during a conflict, but every other roll, yeah.
Okay, so is anybody else help me, or should I just put the one in there?
I think you have
help.
2 helpers.
Excellent.
So do we
And
put the check in too, or we do not?
what's the obstacle?
No, you only check a pass or fail if you're the one making a roll, or you spend a point. Then you can mark off for helping somebody. I'm sorry, you have to spend a check.
The point that we're talking about is called a check.
Yes.
The fate or
Mhm.
persona points, you mean?
Right.
This would be a check that you spend to. When you help, you don't mark off a pass or fail unless you spend a check to do it.
You see on the character sheet underneath beliefs and goals where it says earning checks. Those are the points that we're talking about.
Okay.
Like I said,
feel like-
confusingly in this respect, checks are called checks.
Yes.
Yeah. I also feel like they said you could use persona points for this too, but I could be mixing that up. So don't quote me.
If I wanted to give myself an extra die, would it be a fate or a persona point? I played Mouse Guard, but I forgot which one was which.
That should be. Let me check here.
Yeah, because spending the fate and persona points is how you level up. Not earning the points, but using the points.
Well, fate's a re-roll of any 6s during a test or a deeper understanding. So you re-roll a single fail die.
All right, so I'll spend a fate point on the roll.
It would be after, so you would do the roll, and then you would, I believe,
Okay.
you'd spend it after if you had a failed. If I'm reading that right.
Okay, then what's my obstacle for this?
Your obstacle is a 2.
All right, I don't need to spend anything to make that a success. Excellent.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Now, yes, you would spend a fate point to re-roll any 6s as new dice, and you would spend a persona point to add 1 die to your roll or tap your nature.
Oh, I see. And when you tap your nature, you add that to the roll.
Yes. But you have to be careful with that because if you are going outside of your nature, you can tax it. But let me get to. You were looking to track the drag marks. You do indeed continue tracking them. Sorry about that. They will continue around actually to the far northeast corner.
Huh.
Maybe. Also, this is, take off the lantern, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we should read what the floor says.
I second that.
Very well. Hold on, we need light. Do you want me to light? Want me to light a torch so we can save
we
some
still have
lantern
another.
fuel?
No, no. We're still good.
The lantern's
Okay.
gonna burn for 3 turns, no matter what else is in play. What's your what was it, lore master or scholar? I forgot.
For the symbols, it is Lore Master.
What's your lore master at, Seth?
3.
Okay, 1 above me. Yeah, so
Do you-
I'll help you.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did you want to take it?
No, I can't.
No.
Again, part of being a servitor, I don't learn skills that way. Another trade-off.
Alrighty. Does anybody else? Okay, I understand now. Does anybody else have lore master?
No.
I do. I can help.
Very well.
Look at that rune right there. That I think means What do you
Are we
think?
going to use any
Scholar can also
wises?
help.
Any traits?
Wises won't work on this again. Well, the wizard site we've used for me already, so I don't know if that can be used again.
No.
Spells, however. What's the one that like lets me read shit? That's like language. That's like wisdom of sages or something like that.
It is. That would allow you to read it as well.
So I'll inspect the runes. I could also attempt to read it through the wisdom of sages spell, and that's an extra die, I believe, for lore master.
Well, what's going to happen if you want to cast the spell to read it? You wouldn't be using the lore master test, I believe. No, you would be.
Yeah, so it's the same. So it's just an extra die, right?
Actually, what would happen if you're using that spell? It would work almost like a skill. Let me see here.
I
I'll
see.
look at the
Okay.
spell for you.
It's getting a real
You should have a couple of factors.
Thundercats thing in my head. Wisdom of sages, give me sight beyond sight.
You know, I've never watched Thundercats before.
I've watched the
Wow.
opening, which is enough to give me that quote.
That was my jam. Hold on, getting to the spell list so I can read it off.
No, take time.
I imagine if you're using a spell, though, that eliminates my help.
Well, I think your help might be more valuable than doing the spell, if that's the case.
Well, if it's a +1 die, it's... Well, actually, if there's two of us that are using Lore Master, and your spell only gives you 1 die...
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it might be...
Yeah. It's not a good trade-off. Now, if Herrick had died in the past conflict, and it was just a trade-off of 1 help die versus your 1 spell die, that would be a difference.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to see what would be a better roll for you, using the spell or using the skill.
Again, with the
Using
skill,
the spell.
Using the spell is a better roll?
I believe so.
Well, with the skill, getting help from Herrick and Sir, so that would be 2. With the spell, it's a +1 to Lore Master, so that would be a 1.
and Axecleft or Maxima don't have the Scholar skill.
No.
Okay.
No, it's Lore Master, not Scholar skill.
That's not what I asked.
Yeah, it's more my end. I'm figuring out your obstacle.
Lore Master is the skill that we're using, and Lore Master can be used to help Lore Master, but the help skill for Lore Master is Scholar. So either of these two have Scholar, they can also help.
I see. Okay. I'm learning too. I misunderstood.
Obstacle on this when you roll is going to be 2.
Okay. Are we ready?
You're the only one
I'm ready.
doing anything.
Just hit it. 2 to 2.
All right. The symbols don't give you any knowledge about what is immediately going on. However, Seth,
Yes.
you catch on really quickly as you are all going through trying to figure out what it says. Reading it out, it is part of the ceremony for the ascension to become an immortal lord. This information to a wizard or priest is very powerful and important knowledge. If somebody can transcribe it on the paper with a scholar test, it will be worth quite a bit of cash in town.
Say, my God, you know what this is?
A bunch of words chiseled into stone.
This is a valuable spell to ascend into immortality. You must allow me to transcribe this quickly.
Well, I mean, I don't know how quick you could do it.
That could be incredibly dangerous.
That did use up a turn.
Yeah, that did use up a turn.
How much more oil do you got, Maxima?
3 flasks, and yeah.
So about 9 more turns worth of light from the lantern.
And I have 2 oils for my lantern when it comes time to use that one.
Alright, well, you probably want to reset that back to 3F3 and use another flask. Because this was a turn.
And if you're going to transcribe it, that would be another turn. But you do know that it is worth 6 dice of cash.
Holy shit.
You also have Scholar, Seth?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, just making sure.
Please, I mean, you even see the value of this, yes, Harrick?
And you do know that it would be relatively easy to transcribe it.
I do. It can be dangerous too. In whose hands we put that in?
Well, we could either sell it, or we could use it for ourselves. But selling it probably would make more sense.
True.
You do know that a spell of that power is outside of most priests or magicians' abilities.
I was about to say, can you guys imagine the recap? Remember in session 1 where we all became immortal gods?
I guess like mechanics turn. I guess it's like a level 10 spell or whatever, or something like that.
Honestly, it is not even an entire spell.
Oh, it's only like half a spell. Okay.
It's part of the spell, and it also doesn't include like material components. You don't know what they burnt in the other room as part of the ceremony.
I really want to investigate this tomb a little bit further now. Please, just if you could give me a moment and indulge me to write this down. I'm sure we can use the compensation to make it worth the whiles of many things. I still recommend that we do so, but it's up to you.
I mean, I'm in sunk cost fallacy territory now. Because I'm like, I demanded that we read the floor. So clearly I'm now obligated to follow through on whatever the floor gave us.
I'm on board. For the loot.
We can make a copy for ourselves and one to sell.
Ooh,
I look at Maxima because you are the most.
She's visibly irritated and tapping her toe, but like she's not gonna. She won't put up too much of a fight. So do what you must.
All right. Does anybody have any scholar dice?
I do.
I have Lore Master.
Does Lore Master actually help with Scholar too? Is it like a reverse thing?
Yeah, it is. Suggested. Actually, Arcloid can get on this too. I think. Suggested help for Scholar, Lore Master, and Steward.
And which Steward?
Steward. Which I believe you specifically had to add to your sheet.
Where would that be? I don't see it in skills.
Well, I thought you specifically had to add it to your sheet.
I had to add laborer to my sheet.
Laborer, sorry. Never mind then.
I added Steward to my sheet.
And you're already on this, so.
Yeah, so it's basically the same roll. And what's the difficulty?
The difficulty is 1.
Oh god, please don't get a
This is very much the conflict of us all having different goals now is one of us clearly put down on their goal list, rescue the girl.
And mine's determining the source of evil. This might help determine that source of evil.
Mine is literally just get you all out of here alive. And really, Dennis
Oh,
really met that into danger.
Oh, I almost botched that horribly.
But you do successfully transcribe it.
All right. I will make a note then. In my pack.
Spend the next
and that is that'll just take up one spot in inventory.
Spend the next 20 turns just transcribing it more and more. So we have infinite +6 D treasures.
And it was what, D6?
6 dice worth of cash.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that is a hefty amount of cash.
There's going to be something later in this dungeon that's going to probably force me to get rid of that. I know it, but we'll play for now.
All right, mark off your lantern again, Maxima.
I was about to say, a turn just went up too, so mark off the lantern, and that is turn 8, which means you get hit with the grind. Well, everybody but Sir. If you are not hungry and thirsty, you become hungry and thirsty.
Yep.
And again, you can simply alleviate this with eating and drinking. You could excuse me for just a moment.
Is it and drinking or drinking?
I think it's and/or. Well, I think that's why you have the water skin or the wine skin, just to
it's just like an extra bit,
just to make sure that you have. Well, I think it's if it's eating and drinking, then I think that's why the wine skin is there, just to make sure you go off of rations.
So
my question is, the water skin or the wine skin doesn't have a number. Does it have uses? Does it have a number?
Well, I think you can probably sacrifice your drink to take a liquid if that was the case.
It's one drought, so it's like one bottle of water basically. So basically, you use. That's what my question was. I think you drink the whole thing, so it's
okay.
It counts as one.
Gotcha. So it's like everyone's traveling with a minimum of one ration.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know, because it is listed as hungry and thirsty, not hungry or thirsty.
Right, I saw that, and in the forums they talked about it, that it's just it's either or. So you either drink
under the listing
or
for water, it says 1 draught of water alleviates the hungry and thirsty condition. So
yeah,
apparently you can get full on water.
Right. Or wine.
Or life that we're all used to.
All right.
Do you think that nature of delving or dungeoneering roll might help us figure out if there's a secret door that she was dragged through?
Yes, it would.
But again, Maxima, don't forget to mark off the lantern.
Yes.
I would do
we
it.
want to see what's in that sarcophagus.
That feels like not my spot.
But if somebody wanted to search for secret doors in that area, that would be dungeoneering.
All right. Dungeoneering. I think I might actually want to tap my nature of delving on this.
If you want to give me just a quick second, I will get to the nature part, make sure we're getting it right.
Okay.
So you're going to use a persona point then, right?
Yes. My dungeoneering score is pretty good, but I don't want to fail this.
Yes, you will use that persona point. Make sure you put down that you did use it so you can level up when you get there. And you will add your current nature rating to your ability or skill test.
Okay, and delving is an appropriate nature?
Yes, it is.
Am I getting any help with this roll for dungeoneering, or am I the only one?
I don't know if you can get help.
All right. It's either help or nature then?
I I don't see anything in tapping your nature about not getting help.
Okay.
Dungeoneering has a massive list of help skills.
Yes.
Criminal, laborer, scout, survivalist.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those actually.
Me too.
So I'll help.
What are they? Say it again.
Criminal, laborer, scout, survivalist.
I have none of those. Good luck.
I think I have one. Let me double check. Oh no, it's not there. I do not have laborer. I thought I was a laborer.
All right. Well, if that's everybody, then I'm going to roll. What's my obstacle?
Sorry about that. I had somebody knocking at the door. Obstacle is 3.
Nice.
Ooh.
Very nice.
There you go.
Okay. In that case, you do indeed find that there is a secret door.
Sweet.
It's a circular portal in the wall that kind of drops back in and rolls to the side. Before you do that, being you rolled so good on that, I'm going to say that's also going to count to notice that there is a trap on that door as well.
Ooh.
There is a small glass canister is hidden inside of the jam, and if it opens up without being disarmed, then it's going to release whatever is in there. Looks like a cloud of gas of some kind. Looks like it'd be enough to fill up the entire room.
Oh dear.
Oh, quick question. Would this count as a pass on nature or dungeoneer?
I believe that goes under Dungeoneer.
I guess it's nature only if that's the only thing I rolled.
Yeah, if it's just the only thing you rolled for your nature, then you would
Okay, that's
advance
good
that.
because I'm already at nature 5. I don't want it to raise too much higher. Otherwise, I'll get too dwarfy and I'll leave. Exactly.
And I believe that just burnt up another turn looking for that secret door.
Yeah, I checked it off.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. The only craft I have is armorer.
Yeah, I also have armor.
Would dungeoneer help with getting rid of the trap, or is that another skill?
That would be a Dungeoneer.
All right. Would this be a separate pass fail if I roll that to get rid of the trap?
It's a separate roll.
Okay, so does what would help with this?
Same thing.
Same thing.
So I get 2 helpers.
Look at the adventurer doing adventurer shit.
What's the obstacle?
The obstacle on that is a 3.
Damn.
Yeah, getting a little tougher. Oh!
Nice.
With the big rolls.
Good timing.
Yes, you successfully reach up inside that door jam and pull that glass cylinder out. Hello, kitty.
All right.
Rendering it safe.
So, just from a mechanics point of view, if he would have failed the test with when he was using his nature would have been taxed, right? Or he would have lost one. Like,
if the test is within your character's nature and successful, there is no tax. If the test is outside your character's nature and successful, nature is taxed by 1.
Okay.
If the test is failed, whether it was within or outside nature, nature is taxed by the margin of failure.
Okay. So within your your nature descriptors and it's successful, it's not taxed. I got it.
Yes.
Great.
Did you just
Good
delete the
enough.
torch? I mean, the lantern.
I did. Because no one can read that token, and I'm getting sick of moving my token to edit it.
You could put that little symbol you put on your marker there. If you hover your mouse over that and then press one of the number keys, it'll give you the number of turns.
That is probably a better way to do it.
Yeah, they actually have some kind of scripting set up in the initiative tracker where you can do the grind through that, but that's a little outside my pay grade.
Right. So, well, I'm the one who opened the door. I'm the one who made the door safe. I'll open it for y'all.
Okay.
Where is it?
Hold on just a second. I will reveal it for you.
Underneath the sarcophagus. No.
It's right along the wall in the corner.
Yeah, the east wall.
But looking into that corridor, you can see it continues straight ahead for quite a distance.
All right.
Onward.
And
Onward and inward.
Do the drag marks go back there too?
Yes, they do.
All right, so then perhaps maybe we should move a little faster.
It would be
Drag
creepier if the drag marks didn't. Like, they just dead-ended the wall.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
quick, before you go too far, immediately entering in.
There was another trap.
No. There is a small... Hold on here. There we go. A very short, narrow corridor with two great oak doors. And that would be to the north. Right here.
What about the sarcophagus? Are we just going to leave it? We're not going to open it or anything? Herrick says to the group before we leave.
Imagine what happened.
There might be something angry inside.
No, I just want to hear what the best case scenario you think is going to happen first.
Maybe there's gold in there.
I think the most valuable thing we found is already on the floor.
Knowledge.
No, 6 treasure worth.
Okay.
Well, I refer to knowledge as treasure, to be fair.
Yeah, you would.
Yes, I would.
You did.
I did.
Because you would.
Yes, I would. And we go back and forth doing
Yeah,
this for
the
hours.
next hour and 18 minutes.
Okay.
So long, you trigger another turn. But yes, you have the corridor continuing straight down for quite a distance into the darkness. And the northern wall has that small corridor leading to the two great oak doors.
So we have another door, and we have another long corridor.
Yes.
We could knock. That probably wouldn't take a turn.
No, it would not.
I mean, I'm fine with checking out that door. What do you think?
Well, which way did the drag marks go?
The drag marks go towards the two great oak doors.
Oh, well, then there we go.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's knock.
You knock upon the door. Hold on a second.
I was just about to check it for a trap. Now that we've come across one.
Yeah, this door was a secret. These doors are clearly oak doors.
And as you rap on the doors, the one door that you knock on is actually slightly ajar and creaks open just a little bit more when your fist hits it. You open the door the rest of the way.
Sure.
With the opening of the door, you reveal a large diamond-shaped chamber Urns, baskets, arms, and shields lie scattered about on the floor or lean against the walls. The skeleton of a horse, propped up with a wooden frame, stands against one wall. A great throne sits at the center of the chamber on a raised dais. A skeleton, regal even in death, sits upon the throne, and a young girl, seemingly flesh and blood, sits upon the skeleton's lap, its arms cradled possessively around her. The girl wears a suit of mail several times too big for her and clutches a leaf-bladed sword in her hands. There is a gleaming silver arm ring on her right arm. It looks rather similar to the one you got at the beginning.
I knew it.
Eyes are lit with a strange lambent flame. Bearers lie to the east, west, and north. Upon each lies a skeletal warrior clad in mail, each holding a sword to its breast.
Did she laugh, or is that...
Oh no, that was me laughing at
He's describing. I say, I
Yeah.
close the door.
I'm not going in there. I think Maxima will shout out to Jorah, assuming that's
Okay.
the little girl.
I mean, that's the only girl that we know that's down here.
It would be weird if we ran into a totally different little girl. So she'll say, Jorah, is that you? We've come to rescue you. Something similarly heroic.
The young girl stands up, opens her mouth, but it's not her voice. It is a booming, older female voice. I am Hather Vash, who has defiled my crypt.
Oh dear, that's not good.
At this time, who had that arm circlet?
I was holding on to it, the one from the beginning.
Yes, why don't you make a test real quick?
Oh dear.
Oh boy, I gotta make one too.
No, just the person with the arm circlet that was taken at the very beginning of
Weren't there 3 of them, or was that like the torques of the neck?
the torques from the skeleton warriors. This is specifically the arm circlet. But
Oh,
that
yes,
we found at the very beginning.
yeah, the one that was
Okay.
given to you by the boy.
Okay, you said Will?
Yes.
Any helps or anything that go with this?
Yes, I will say that someone can help if they have ritualist.
That'd be me.
All right, so you can help. The obstacle is 2.
Okay.
As you see his face go a sickly white and his eyes glaze over.
Oh, thank goodness.
Seth!
You can feel the presence of Hester Vass trying to take over your body, but you're able to fight it off.
Oh shit. I guess you see Seth's face like go like pale for a moment. His eyes roll in the back of his head, and he's like, "No, get out of there! You do not belong!"
Smack him across the face. Get out of it! Does anybody respond to her? Anybody attack her?
Maxima would say indignantly, I think you defiled your own crypt. Now release the girl. We have no quarrel with you.
Yes, begone, demon.
She's not a demon. She's undead. There's a difference.
Okay, thank you. You have defiled my tomb and you have disturbed my slumber.
Then what would it take for you to go back to sleep?
Return my belongings. leave the child. She must face her eternal punishment.
The child's innocent. She needs to come with us.
But we'll return your belongings. That's okay. Like, we can do that.
Yes, you can have here. And I take that silver thing that I had. I'd literally throw it on the ground.
I say that we have just started a conflict.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But this is going to be convincing Hather Vash to go back to sleep and leave the girl to live.
And if that doesn't work, we can kill her.
So, move us back over to conflict. And we have Shura.
Wait, we're fighting the girl?
That's representing her.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, this got dark quick.
No. And you're not actually physically in a fight conflict. You're actually verbally trying to convince her in a conflict to give up the child.
So, okay, so who are we picking to be the leader for this one?
Now, I will tell you.
Yes.
You are in a convince. The role for disposition is persuader, and you are adding it to your will.
Okay, I have no persuader, but I do have a high will for what it's worth.
I got 2 in persuade and 5 for will.
Yeah, I've got 2 in persuade and I've got 4 for will, so it looks like it's you.
Or, we throw this out,
Well,
I have no persuader and I have 2 will. Maybe you let me in.
I have no persuader and 3 will.
I have no persuader and 6 will, so...
I think I got you beat by 1.
So I guess it would be Maxima. I don't know. Maxima would be the leader on this one.
I will roll 7 dice for this, so I don't mind taking the lead on it. Okay, and so we begin by doing that roll, and that determines our
disposition. Yes,
disposition. I was looking for the word.
Did we have a conflict leader?
Yeah, but it's Maxima who we just chose for it.
Oh, I thought it was Maxima was just the first one out. Sorry.
No, that's like the conflict leader for our dispositions, which we need high enough on.
Okay, and sorry, but do I get help for this roll, or is it just will and persuader?
Anybody who has the appropriate skill can help you on this.
Do we have any other persuaders?
Harrick, and I think that's it.
Well, I'll take it. Okay, so that's +1.
Are you saying we're not killing this child?
No, you're not.
Look, the thought.
Well, not yet.
Well, the thought did cross my mind, but I'd rather not if we can not do so.
Okay, here we go. Rolling high. That could have been better. Jesus. Only 3? 1, 2, 3. God damn. Okay, well.
You could spend a fate and...
Suddenly, Jack will pass out immediately.
Yeah. I would love to spend a fate, and I guess that lets me reroll one of those failed rolls.
It would. You could reroll the 6s.
You could also add more dice.
I'd like to do whatever we can here. So, if I'm re-rolling my 6s, I would roll 2 more dice.
And if you re-roll 6, they explode, so you could roll them again.
Oh yeah, so we'll do that. So I'm spending a fate point. I'm going to roll 2 more d6.
Okay.
Okay. Whew. 2 more successes. So 5 successes total.
And you will add that to your will.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm sorry, did I do this wrong? I rolled my will. Should I be rolling my persuader instead and adding it to my will?
Yeah, you don't roll your will.
Yeah.
Okay, I messed that up.
Add that
So
to your persuader.
got it. Okay,
your will
so
is the definite part of it.
okay, so we start with 5 for will. Then I'll be rolling persuader +1. So I'll be rolling 3 dice. So let me do that. Okay, that would be 1 success with no 6s. So I can spend a fate point to add a die to that?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll roll 1 more for a fate point.
That is a persona point you have to spend, not a fate.
Got it. I do have 1 persona point, so I'll spend that.
You can also, I believe, tap your nature if you would like to, if it applies.
Nature.
How much was your will
And
again?
My nature is sneaking, riddling, and merrymaking. I don't know if that applies here. What did you ask, Theta?
So how much was your will again?
My will is 5.
So we're already at 7.
So 7.
All right. So you can put out your disposition to everybody.
So
And put up your...
Okay.
2 people get +2. I mean +1. 2 people get +1.
Right. Does anyone think that they'd be... I guess in this case, the non-combatants probably are going to have the best chance of shining, right? So I'll give
weapons
Seth...
in a convince. If you attack or defend in a convince conflict, your weapon would be your persuader skill.
Mm.
Ah,
And
okay.
the other one is manipulation, which I've neither one, so not me.
Who does have manipulation? Someone does.
I don't have either.
Oh, wow. We've got no manipulators and 2 persuaders.
So then you'd only want to use the people that have the skill then.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give +1 disposition to myself and to... Sorry, was it Seth who's a persuader?
No, Herrick.
Herrick. Okay, so Herrick, you and I will have 2 disposition, and everyone else will get... Well, hold on. How many of us are there? There's 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that works. Okay, so Herrick, you and me will have 2 disposition. Everyone else will have 1.
Okay.
All right. If you want to put up your first 3 combatants, well, debaters, I guess we would call them for this.
I do have a 6 will for what it's worth, if that matters at all during this.
Yeah. Okay.
May.
Let's do Maxima and Seth, and let's do Klingdorin for the first round also, since he also is concerned with this girl and her safety.
Oh boy, I'm going to be very bad at this, so.
Well, everyone's going to get a chance anyway, so, well, yeah.
You're choosing our actions, yeah?
I think we do get to talk about it, so if you guys have any specific thing you want to try, we can talk about that first.
I mean, again, I don't really have persuade or manipulate at all. So you could put me into any role you wish. I'm going off of my pure will die, basically, on this. So,
yes, as am I.
There.
Okay. And what would it look like? I guess maybe this doesn't actually matter. What would it look like?
It all goes to that one action table, like independent test versus a versus test. So
yeah, I guess my question was if we're using a defend or a feint, are we still just using will, or do other skills apply?
If you do not have Let me see. I will say that will go back to Will.
Okay.
Because it's going to have to go back to something.
Gotcha. All right. And I'm sorry that I'm slow with this, but so on this matrix, a V, I assume, means it's versus, right? It's contested, so it's whoever gets the largest margin that turns into damage, and then I is individual. So is that right?
Yes, I is individual or independent.
Independent. So like if it's an attack versus an attack, or two attacks are colliding, each person rolls and their successes are automatically dealt as damage to the other side. Is that how that works?
For independent.
For independent, right? And then versus, you could knock down those successes with your own roll.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Well, I don't want to knock anybody out, so I will. Okay. So yeah, now I gotta figure out how to draw these cards. Choose.
So you'd want the pick the cards with the most verses then, right?
Well, it also depends on placement. Like if in the last conflict, you learned that you could have the first person attack, then the second person defend to bring them back into it if they get knocked out. Maybe have the third person either attack or do a maneuver or even a feint. I will that observing Yora, she is coming across as angry. Well, I will say Hester Vash is coming across as angry and argumentative. For any hints on how she'll respond during conflict.
Good to know.
Because the other thing is you want to make sure, like from the table, that we're rolling for an action. So if you look, if it's a feint against a defend or a feint against an attack, we're not rolling.
I like that you came up with the exact opposite thing that I was thinking. I was thinking if you put me on the field, I have no skills and I have a low will. Feint. Feint, do not make me roll anything.
But you don't roll, so then
what would happen if somebody attacks and you're doing a feint? You basically feint it directly into their weapon.
You just take the whole hit.
Take the whole hit.
Well, remember we already just talked about rollover as well. Somebody fails hard enough, somebody else is going to take the hits they couldn't take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all your actions, I believe, would be attack or maneuver.
Oh.
I'm putting it out there. I'm not like saying that's.
Well, I mean, this is the
what
talking
you want to
about
choose.
phase anyway, so this is where you would do it. I also liked in the convincing argument. This is literally she's gonna burn you so hard, someone's gonna roll around saying, "Oh snap!" and somebody else is gonna pass out.
Okay.
I have a quick question about
the next guy's gonna. Yes.
I used Born of Earth and Stone last session. Does that refresh?
That refreshed.
Okay. Only if it's used against that's probably counts towards gaining more of your trait level, right?
Yes, when your trait level goes up to 2, then I believe you get to use it twice per session.
Okay.
And when it goes up to level 3, you just get automatic successes dumped on.
I think that rollover is really going to hurt us here.
Because I was thinking of using my fearless trait during this combat. Because this is a scary skeleton.
Possessed little girl.
Yeah, possessed children are always scary.
Yeah.
They are.
Only until you kill them.
She's going full Linda Blair.
I'm putting it in a modern setting, right? If I get was it the Day of the Dead remake? Dawn of the Dead remake. That little girl who just wanders into the room and
zombie. Oh yeah.